Welcome to Attican Plays Port Royale 4. Alright, hi, this is Attican and welcome to a new series on Port Royale 4. This is Series 2, Episode 1. We're going to revisit the Spain campaign and play it through as another character and also see if we can apply some of the lessons that we learned in Series 1. So let's continue with Spain. In Series 1, we played as the merchant. If you haven't seen that series, I would advise you to go watch it because I'm not going to, well, it depends on what your goal is. If you want to learn the game, I would advise you to go back and watch that one. A lot of the concepts that I cover there, I'm going to try not to repeat myself and cover again. And hopefully we'll get into more depth in some other areas on this playthrough. So we're going to play this time as, well, we've got our choice. We can do the adventurer. We did the merchant already. We could do the buccaneer, who would be great. Those 5 fame points at the beginning are pretty strong. Very strong. The piratess, she would be a good one for us to give it a go if we wanted to, for the campaign at least, to really tie our hands behind our back and make it harder. We may look at that later on. But why don't we just use the adventurer? He's the first one that pops up. He gets 2 captains in the beginning. Otherwise, it's just some battle stuff. So let's see what we can do with the adventurer. And what you'll see here, contrasting this to Series 1, is a very different challenge at the beginning. And I'm going to flip through this because I think it's still in German, the intro.
Greetings in the name of God and as representative of the Holy Crown of Spain. Heaven sends you, for the area to be colonized is vast, and the development is a true test of our humility and devotion before God, and our intelligence, of course. Due to the large expansion of our colony, the supply situation is not equally good everywhere. Some towns find it difficult to secure their demand because of the distances to production sites, but also because of the lack of necessary production, labor, and building materials. Your first task will be to ensure the supply of basic commodities for daily needs in your home region. Details can be found on your task list. May the blessing of God rest upon you. It is the express wish of the Holy Crown to improve life in the towns of your region. Only then will we gradually devote ourselves to other problems until a uniform quality of life and growth is achieved in large parts.
Okay, our friend has stopped his speech, or finished his speech. I'm taking a look around now to we're going to need to plan things out. So we see our first tasks are to have 5 trading licenses. We'll talk about that in a minute. Deliver a bunch of commodities and have high satisfaction in Seville. It just so happens the way we started out, we've started with that. You don't always, I've kind of started this multiple times just to see what happens. You don't always start like this, but we just happened to start at 85, so we're in good shape. And what do we got production-wise? And we are growing cotton. And by the way, I have started it where you weren't growing cotton in Seville to start with. So anyway, this is what we have. So let's check it out. So what I was doing, let's kind of take an inventory. First of all, we have 2 captains. So we have a level 0. A level 0 who could become a fast sailor. Okay. And a level 1. Wow, we got weak start. And again, I've played with this a few times, just restarted a few times just to see if you always get the same thing. You don't. You get very different. I've had level 3 and level 2 before, very strong captains, or well, relatively compared to this. These are both pretty weak, but it's what we've got, so it's what we'll deal with. All right, we've got that. Then we've got ships. We've got 3 ready-made convoys. We've got a convoy here of 2 brigs, another convoy of 2 barks, and a flute, which is nice. And we know we'd like to build Seville and grow this area and make sure we got plenty of supplies. So what I'm planning on doing, and here's the deal. Let me just get right to it. Here's the problem. Here's the challenge for us. Unlike with the trader, if you'll notice, all of our cities are gone except for our hometown. everybody's gone. Now, why is that? Because we don't have trading licenses with anybody else. So we have to set those up. So I'm going to, before I forget and run out of money or something, I'm going to first of all get a trading license with the Viceroy town, with Maracaibo. And then we're going to come back up here, and we're going to see then what can we do in terms of building a nice little cluster of towns right here that we can work with and grow. In other words, have good coverage of the raw materials that we need. So the key here really is get the raw materials that you need, and you can place your production buildings that use the raw materials in any city you like. So you have a lot of flexibility, but the raw materials are kind of the limiting factor. So the first thing is, can we feed our people? We can feed them, oh, look at this. We can feed both grain and corn from Campeche. We can get grain over here in Havana. Is there any other corn up here close by? Well, again, it's Campeche. So I would say Campeche is definitely going to win the lottery and be one of the towns we want to engage right up front. Ideally, at some point, we may engage them all, but definitely Campeche. That takes care of between grain and corn here and fruit over in Seville. We should be in excellent shape for food to feed our start out cities. Now, the big thing we need besides food would be wood and bricks, and possibly you could argue you need those even worse. So wood and brick are what we need to do our construction. So Sisal and Valladolid and Evangelista and Trinidad can all give us wood up here, in our general area. So I would think, given the fact we're going here anyway, Sisal is an obvious one to take. And notice how our money's going down. We're spending money because we have to open up these trade licenses. But I don't want to just one-off them and have to build multiple trade routes. I want to kind of figure out what my trade route's going to look like and get those licenses lined up. So now bricks. We can get bricks down here in Belize City, all the way over here in Veracruz. They do change this up a little bit because if you'll recall, we got them out of Villahermosa last time. So we'd have to go all the way to Veracruz to get them if we go to the west. To the south is Belize, so why don't we use Havana up here? We kind of liked Havana anyway. So we will go with Havana. Notice it was 15,000. So the price of these things actually increases over time. And I think that gave us 5 trade licenses. I don't think we're done yet because we've got this nice run be going this way. Why don't we just add in Nueva Filipina? And now we've got a nice line here that we can build. We can build a nice trade route through that focuses on Seville. It's kind of centered around Seville, but uses a lot of things. So let's edit our route. Let's go Seville, Sisal, Campeche, back to Sisal, back to Seville, then up to Nueva Filipina, Havana, and back. And there we go. And now, if we set all of these on the standard settings, which means buy the goods any place they are produced and sell them every place else, then this should give us a nice, solid, profitable trade route that will serve us well and help us supply and keep these 5 cities happy. So we've got a nice little 5-city cluster going here. Now, the other thing I want to do is we have 2 captains. We want to take full advantage of them, and we want to make sure they're working and gaining experience, because as they work, they gain experience and become stronger captains. So we want to take our fleets. Let's take Seville. No, we'll skip 3. We'll take Seville 2, and we'll go down into our lighthouse, and we're going to disband that convoy. Then we're going to look for Seville 1. Here it is. And we'll go to our lighthouse. And we're going to move those 2 we just took out, put them over here, and just make a convoy with 2 brigs and 2 barks. And that'll give us 4 ships. And we will assign a captain to that. And do we care? Boy. Navigator, no storms. Faster. Okay. Both of them are kind of weak, but we'll assign Ermesinda to be our captain here, and as they get experience, we can give them some more points, and they'll get a little bit better. And maybe we'll replace them as we go along if we have, better applicants. So we're going to take this one and assign it to this route we just made up, and we're going to call this the Seville. Let's call it the Seville local. So it's kind of a local route centering around Seville. And assign that thing, get going. Okay. So now we've got a trade route going that should make us some decent money. And we want to have another trade route going. To start, I want to get started getting those colonial commodities to Maracaibo as quickly as possible. So Maracaibo is, oh, look at this. Interesting. Oh, this is better. Maracaibo doesn't produce any of the colonial products. Remember, in Series 1, we had to deal with the fact that coffee was being made in Maracaibo, and it actually, it can be, though. It just isn't right at this moment. Okay. What do we got around it? We've got cocoa right there. And we've got coffee and tobacco right there. Coffee, cotton and tobacco, and cocoa. I'm going to have to rethink this. What are these routes going to cost us? Licenses. 15. We'll go for it. Cartagena. 20. There we go. We're getting more expensive. Necoclí, 20. Alright, so that cost us some money. We can get we can get 6 schooners. That would be nice and cheap. That'd be 60,000. That's too much to spend at the start. We have to have some money to buy product. Remember, we are not a shipping company. We are not getting paid for transporting stuff. We are merchants. We are buying stuff one place and selling it somewhere else. So we have to have funds in order to do the buying. If we go negative and we can't buy anything and we happen to have all empty ships, that's it. There's no place for us to go. We would have to start selling ships off in order to even just have any funds. So let's start with 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll get 3 schooners here, and we'll make them into a little convoy, and we'll create a route. And we will call this one, let's call this one the Maracaibo local. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's an interesting question. I think we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're just going to go back and forth, Maracaibo, each of these cities. I don't know, and if anybody does know the way this is handled in the game, I don't know how far ahead in a trade route a buyer, if I'm in Maracaibo trying to buy, how far ahead am I looking to see what I might want to carry? And if I'm in Cartagena and I know my next stop is Maracaibo, am I giving it preference over the fact that I know that somewhere in my route I'm going to go to Riohacha and I'm also going to Necoclí? So is this kind of time-wise inefficient route better for making sure we pick up these trade goods, these colonial commodities, or would it be better to just run back and forth, which would be more efficient in terms of getting you into towns? Probably from a profitable route, it would be better just to run back and forth, similar to the way we did up in the Seville area. But what I'm trying to do here is something very, very different. I'm trying to say in Maracaibo, we want you to prioritize the four colonial commodities. And when we go here, we want you to buy and sell like you always would, and buy the one that you are creating. But when you buy here, we want you to buy, and we don't care what the price is, just buy as much as you can and take it to Maracaibo. And in this Maracaibo, again, same deal. We want you to prioritize those four goods. In Cartagena, you can do your buying just like always, but when you're going to buy the cotton, buy a maximum regardless of price. Same thing with the tobacco, maximum regardless of price. I could even, now to think about it, in case they look, I'm sure they look ahead. I think they look ahead more than one city, or town. We could have, we could say that in Cartagena, we don't even sell like here. We just turn those off for Cartagena. So if you're carrying coffee or cocoa, you don't sell it in Cartagena. And what's the other? Tobacco. Oh, wait, that's a buy. Yeah, you do want to buy. You want to buy maximum of that. So the buys are maximums, but the sells are turned off for our trade goods. In Maracaibo again, we want priority on these four things. And in Necoclí, they're going to buy this. Just, we don't care what the price is, just buy it. We're going to turn that off, turn that off, turn that off. So in Necoclí, you're just going to buy the coffee you're making and sell it eventually in Maracaibo. So that should, I'm hoping that'll help us get some good flow of colonial commodities in here. And now we've got that route, and we can pull up that's our flute route. We don't want that one. We want the one in Maracaibo with the 3 schooners. We're going to assign that to this route. And we want to use our other captain down here. Or no, this one. This one's unassigned, so we will assign her to handle that little trade convoy. And I don't know if I activated that route or not. I did not. Okay. All right, so now we've got 2 local routes going in 2 different places. Beautiful. And we've got left over, we've got our one convoy here, which we're going to call Attican. And it is a flute. And we're going to do odd jobs with it, and also maybe scout a little bit. And we're also going to sort of, if you want to think of it, force the issue a bit in terms of our city growth and our colonial commodities. So we're in Seville. We're going to buy a bunch of that, and we're going to head for Maracaibo. Take off. So now now all our trade routes can take off and start working. See how we're going negative because we're buying stuff, we're running up expenses, and we don't have a lot of spare cash. But there we go. Now, once we start making some good sales,
on your work rests the blessing
there we
of the
go.
Lord.
And look at this.
You should now start the production of basic
We've already
commodities
finished
to
doing
ensure
all of
the
our
supply
commodities.
in your
We've got our licenses. Seville is happy. Now they want us to do some city growing. We need wood, grain, and beer. Interesting. Wood, grain, and beer. Interesting. Hadn't really looked down here before, but let's do some poking around. Wood in Riohacha. Grain in Necoclí. Beer, of course, we'll have to get that. We can use our fame, and guess what? We now have a fame, and we will go over here and say, oh, yeah, let's just build breweries. And I'm thinking about how would we build this loop and build these cities. So we would want wood and grain. We'll go do beer and bricks. Where can we get bricks down here close by? Over here in Caracas. And over here in Cahuita. Which one do we want? Tough call. I think we'll do Caracas to get us something going on the other way so we can stop at Maracaibo twice. I like that idea. So I think even to the point that I think and if you can't tell what I'm thinking about doing, I'm thinking about building up down here as well as around Seville. I don't want to just build around Seville. I want to build down there at Maracaibo and have short runs to do those colonial products rather than having to go a long drag across deep water to get there. Treasure map piece, we can get that. Let's let this run for a second till a ship comes back over there. Okay, I want to go back to Attican. Let's ship that cotton and let's start bringing sailors. We'll grab 80 sailors and go back up to Seville. And here comes our ship. Got a ship in Campeche. Shit. We'll have to select it though. Stop. Okay, now I can accept that and send these people back to work. Okay, so we got a little piece of the map, the treasure map. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, Attican is in Seville. Drop off some people. Grab a bunch of cotton. Head back to Maracaibo. And we'll watch there we go, 100,000. Now we're going to start doing our, well, that's maybe that's not enough. We're going to buy a building permission in Sisal. And we have to do 4 wood. So we're going to put 4 wood industries in Seesaw, far away as we can get them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spent all our money, but that's okay. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it, but Marcus was kind enough to note that there is an option for turning off. You know how I always, every episode I complain about how the speed changes as you scroll in and out? It doesn't anymore. There's an option where you can turn that off, and I've done that, and the speed will stay high even when you get down here. That's why when you get down here low, they just look like they are flying, because they are. Relatively speaking, they are flying. So let's go in here and grab some more people. More sailors. Oh, shoot. I forgot to dump them last time. Crap. Go back. Okay, there we got enough money. Like I said, every time I get 100,000, I'm going to look at building out a new industry. We want to do grain. Building permission. And, okay, grain. Now, what we're going to do here is skip the last 4 and take the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I'm going to plan on putting breweries right here. So we'll get that started, and then we'll accumulate money again and put in some breweries.
The Holy Crown likes what it sees, but it would remind you that the necessary workers also require housing, and a certain quality of life helps to attract them.
Okay, I inadvertently, when I hit Campeche, I moved Attican down there. I didn't want him to do that. I want him to go here. I want him to dump his 80 people. And I want him to buy a whole bunch of cotton. And head back down south. And what we're going to do here now is go down here. What do they want? Oh, a 10% discount. Isn't that nice? We'll take the discount because of just coming down here. Now that discount's on an order, not one of these buys. But okay, I want to order a flute. See the discounted price? And you can just place it right there. I want to make Attican a bigger. Attican needs to be a larger convoy. Oh, I am not crazy about these, but let's accept this and see what we got to do. Near Port St. Joe, which is, I think that's up in the Florida. It's on the west coast of Florida, but let's Port St. Joe. Oh, it's unknown to us, so we don't know. But I happen to know it's up in here. So Attican. He's way up there. Let's go. Let's go up and do some quick exploring with Attican. Wow, some amazingly ineffective exploring. Okay, all right, these vessel ones, help him get it afloat. He will take that vessel off when he gets to Cartagena. He'll leave a vessel there for us, so good for him. All right, but our exploring isn't, can these people not see?
The Lord's blessing is on your efforts to ensure sufficient production. But the good Christian is characterized by charity.
There, finally we found a city.
Neighboring towns as they are needed.
Okay, There's got to be more. Come on over here. Tampa should be in here somewhere, like right there in that bay. There it is. Okay, there we go. Now she has gotten more experience, so now she's leveled up, and we will give her helmsman, which will increase her speed. And we've got another 100,000, so let's use that as a cue to go. Do you have sailors? All right, you need to go to Maracaibo. And we need to go buy our, build our beer industries. Beer. We'll build 4 beer industries in Campeche. And good, we've got a flute waiting for us so we can make the Attican convoy bigger. And in fact, while we've got some money, I'm going to order another flute. In fact, I'm going to order 2 flutes. All right, beautiful. Okay. How are we looking on delivering? Look at this. Look at this. I want to start building in Maracaibo. That is an absolute pisser. We're not delivering anything. Okay. What do I want to build? We could do sugar and rum would be nice. A nice combination. I don't mind that. I can't say I want to buy, well, what do they cost? 300,000? No, thank you. Definitely want groups of 4 so we can get the bonus. I want to get 10 businesses down here in Maracaibo so we can look into becoming the administrator down here. And Attican is in Maracaibo, so he's going to pick up an extra flute. And sell some cotton and pick up some sailors and head back to Seville. Okay, now we've got the 100,000 again. I want to start building. I'm sick of not getting those goods in there. So in Riohacha, we're going to get our building permissions. And we're going to put in cocoa plantations. When we have some money. And I feel like I've forgotten something. Did I forget to do something over here? No. Captain available. A level 1. Leadership would be nice. But we already have 2 level 1s and they're starting to level up. So we're not going to mess with him. We've got other things to spend our money on right now, and our fame or whatever. All right, I want to get a 4th one down here for sure, so that we get the large farm bonus out here. So this one plantation has all 4 of these farms connected to it. Got another level up. Nice. The navigator's pretty nice, particularly if you're going to run trade, because, well, that's help for anything, but no storm damage, which is fairly nice, but not slowing down the shallow waters is awesome. And then even can even go to a calm area with no wind and just get right through it. So the navigator's pretty nice. All right, so we're leveling up our captains. Oh, I've got to get the beard. We did that beard, didn't we? Yeah, it's being built as we speak. It's got enough goods. It's being built. What's Anakin doing? Sitting around, probably. Okay. Okay, buy a bunch of cotton, head to Maracaibo.
I see you have chosen a location for beer production. Beer is an important commodity, especially for the hard-working population of smaller towns.
Whoa, what's this? Let's pick that up while we're at it. Another piece of the treasure map. Okay, now we're in Maracaibo and we should have other ships. Oh, look at this. All right, now Anakin is getting serious now. He's got 4 flutes. Won't be great in shallow water, but can handle a lot of stuff. Sell that all. Grab some sailors. We've got more fame. We're going to grow cotton. Okay, we're going to grow cotton in Seville, and we'll put in weaving mills in Seville. And Anakin, you take off for up there. And we've got money. We need to keep expanding. So in Seville, what's the population? Okay, we're going to put a church in Seville to make sure we aren't limited by that. Hit that 2,000 limit. We'll put our church right there next to the town hall. And I think while I'm thinking about it, we're going to put the small market hall, and we're going to put in an inn to increase job applicants. And there are no hospitals in our town. Put one there and over here. We've got a hospital in Chapel And I want to expand the, oh, we're running out of money again. Okay. Ooh, a level 2 navigator. Ah, here we go. Now we're talking. I don't want to use fame to get another one, so I think this young lady is going to get unassigned and discharged. Bye-bye. And this lady is going to get... Oh, she could even do Attican, but I really want her on... No. On this one. There we go. Okay, what's wrong in campaign? Insufficient housing space. We aren't the administrator yet, and I don't think we have the ability to, to be the administrator at Campeche. No, we need a lot more workers. Okay, drop off your sailors. Buy some cotton. Head back down. Now, I gotta tell you that this line, the local line down here isn't working at all. So we really need to get that warehouse in here so that I can start making kind of forced runs so that the lines going back and forth to Maracaibo will absolutely be bringing stuff in there. I hope I haven't goofed up here. Maracaibo local. Yeah, it's got all kinds of stuff in it. I think I've answered one question for myself. I don't think I like the back forth. We're just going to have it go Maracaibo, Riohacha, Cartagena. That one, in fact, let's do it like that. Nicoclí, Cartagena, Riohacha, and then back to Maracaibo on both ends. Because what it's doing is it's picking up stuff that's needed out on the route in other places, but it keeps going back to Maracaibo, which doesn't need those things. So it's really being a very inefficient. See there, a bunch of cells right there. It was a very inefficient route. Now it's better. Okay. Okay, we got a bunch of money, need to spend it. Cocoa. That's 8. Oh, let's put in some wood down here. This is our wood source. Okay, good. So when those are done, we should be able to become the administrator in Riohacha. And I think I've goofed up with no. What is this? You go back to work. Okay, Vatican, sell your cotton, grab some sailors, head back to Seville. They want 45 pottery. We're going to accept that, and I'm going to go get them. Figure out where to go get them.
Word of your wise leadership is spreading. The workers are bringing their families back or starting new ones. This is how the workers make a town grow. With your growing fame and God's blessing upon you, the Holy Crown is inclined to grant you more privileges, concessions, or special vessels. You might even be able to take over the administration of other towns. To further increase your and my fame in Spain, you should deliver colonial commodities to my town. From there, they can be shipped to Europe with the treasure fleet. With God's blessing, you will produce such commodities in your hometown and then sell them to my town.
Okay, so now we have a whole new set of tasks to do, and this is a great place to stop. So I think we got off to a pretty strong start. A little different from last time, which was, of course, intentional. I wanted to be different. And show you the challenge of having to buy trade routes. So, of course, just to recap, we met that challenge by buying a few licenses in a local area, a localized area where we could run a nice profitable trade route. And then we actually did the same thing down here, bought some licenses around Maracaibo so that we could start localizing trade down here. So we're basically building our empire in two distinct locations, a Seville-centered one and a Maracaibo-centered one. And we'll pick up in episode 2 and see what we can get into and keep developing our towns. We're going to really focus on trying to develop the towns every time I have enough money to spend, and just keep pushing that envelope and keep making more and more of the goods that our fleet's carrying be stuff that we are creating, so that the cost is very low and we can sell it at good profit. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it'll help us all become better players. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Port Royale 4 video. Thank you.